Hello and welcome to this live streaming event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local school districts and business partners who make these live presentations possible. All is right in the world tonight. We're back at home for what seems like first time in 3 months. And for about what seems like the first time in 3 months, Jim McCoy here, joined in the broadcast booth by Mark McLemore. Mark, I know you've been out globe-trotting for a few weeks with a long overdue vacation that was supposed to come to you 4 years ago. But, man, it's sure good to have you back.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be back. We definitely enjoyed we were moving around the globe, as a matter of fact. We went to northern Canada and Greenland, believe it or not, on a cruise. So we had a great break and a really nice time with my wife and some friends of ours. So
awesome. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on Table Rock Sports.
We ask that you give the coaches wisdom always. We ask that you would, again, give us wisdom as fans to cheer all these young men on as they use those gifts. And also, Lord, we pray for the officials that you give them the ability to call a great game. So again, now just be honored and glorified in all that we do here, and watch over everybody as we go home tonight and keep us safe. In Christ's name, amen.
Please remain standing as we honor America, our servicemen and women, our veterans.
Jeep Adventure Days at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new Jeep Gladiator and Grand Cherokee 4x4 models in stock now. Or test drive a new 24 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
I ride my bike and sometimes the bus, sometimes both at the same time. I do have a car, but right now it's just too expensive to pay for insurance and gas. I love my job. At Ashland Food Co-op, they're a partner with RVTD's Employer Pass program. It makes it super easy for me to get to work and save a ton of money. It's way cheaper to be able to pay $10 a month, and now I can go anywhere in the valley. Pretty much unlimited rides. It's more than just a bus ride. RVTD is moving our community forward.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like, too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
they were both sad endings.
Yes, they were.
I said I watched the other two games, and they were both sad endings.
Well, we welcome you back. This portion of our pregame show brought to you by the Peak Rewards app, where you can save on gas and goodies. Use the Peak Rewards app to order crispy, crunchy chicken and sides. Choose your favorite items, set a time, and pick up a great dinner ready to serve on the way home. 1 month away from game time, and we have two teams coming in with a 1-3 record. Mark, you'd have to go all the way back to 2015 to find a point in time when the Challengers had started out a season in that fashion. But when you look at it, there's really a good reason for it, and there's a good reason why the Challengers still remain in the top 10 in the coaches poll in spite of that record.
Well, you look at the two losses, right? They lost both games, the last two games anyway, in the last play of the game, basically. So, and against good teams. Henley, highly ranked in the 4A, and Siuslaw, highly ranked in the 3A. So the Challengers have a young team this year. We knew there was going to be lots of growing pains. Pretty much all the skilled receiver positions, quarterback positions, all new people in those positions for the most part, or at least in different roles on the team. Not maybe not new positions, if not new roles. So it was all, especially offensively, we knew it was going to be a slow start. Mm-hmm. It was against Vail. We saw that when the first game we did together against the Vail Vikings, and offensively the Challengers scored 6 points. So it was a rough game. Now they kind of got I think they've got momentum every single game. I watched the 2 games that you guys did that I wasn't able to make the last 2, and I felt like they played better offensively in each of those games. So I think that, it's coming around. They knew this was going to be a tough schedule to start the season, and they were going to have some rough games. So not surprised by the 1-3. I think they had their chance last week to really beat Henley. They had the ball with, 4 or 5 minutes to go, and an opportunity to drive the field and take the lead. Unable to do so, and cost them a game. So let's see if this team can figure out how to win now. That's going to be the key.
Well, I think one of the things you'll see as we unveil the starting lineups tonight, one of the things I figured would happen, the Challengers would begin to unveil those freshmen that they figured would be able to make early contributions. Like last week, Mikey Covey really came on at linebacker, produced an interception, a sack, and forced a fumble in his first varsity start. I think we're going to see some more young guys begin to work their way in. And in some of it, with freshmen, you're talking about guys being physically ready. What's interesting to me, Mark, about this Klamath Union team, they, like the Challengers, they got a lot of young guys at the team. One of I think the guys that, having had a chance to watch their game against Sutherland, is they got a young quarterback in Johnson, a sophomore, who looks pretty darn impressive.
He does. He looks the part. 6'1", 170, throws the ball well. I was watching him warm up here, 7-on-7 or 7-7 drills, and yeah, you can tell that kid can throw the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see. Obviously he's standing out there throwing the ball with no pressure on him.
Right.
And I think one of the keys to tonight's game for the Challengers, get some pressure on that freshman quarterback, or sophomore quarterback, excuse me.
Absolutely. Challengers getting set to kick off. They are wearing their purple uniforms with white numerals. The Pelicans in their road whites with red numerals. Back deep to receive is sophomore Tuco Saluskin, and he'll be back there with Tilden Kaufman. So a pair of guys who aren't seniors. We'll hear that theme throughout the evening quite a bit. Alex Fianaka getting ready to kick it away for Cascade Christian. The Challengers, their first home game since playing Hidden Valley back on the 13th. The hay's in the barn. It's playtime. Here goes Fianaka. The end-over-end kick is deep. And I tell you what, there's been a tradition, Mark, of good kicking for the Challengers, and I think Fianaka is keeping that tradition alive.
Yeah, as he's working with the wind a little bit, kicks it into the end zone. Pelicans will start at the 20. And that defense for the Challengers on the field to start, like Cascade loves to do. Love to get the ball and start the second half. So usually if they win the toss, they defer. And we'll see how they do against this rather large Pelican offensive line.
And we'll introduce the starting offense for the Pelicans after this snap. We got Reese Johnson at quarterback, just a sophomore, 6'1", going in motion. And making his way into the backfield is Levi Hicks. Hicks quickly wrapped up after a short gain. And here is that starting lineup for the Pelicans offense. It'll be Johnson at quarterback. Senior running back is Levi Hicks. The 4 receivers, Tuco Saluskin, Octavio Ortega, Tilden Kaufman, and Aiden Caldera. The offensive line, P.J. Safford, Stephen Sheldon, Diego Hutchinson, Ben Gower, and Mason Caro. Got a second down and 10.
And I suspect that the Pelicans going to throw the ball around a bit here as they go to the 4 receiver look.
Man in motion is Ortega. They're going to throw the ball out to the right, and shutting the cornerback Snowden is the intended target. Looked like, let me see here, trying to get a good look on that jersey. That may have been, looks like that may have been Gavin Coe. So that'll bring up
it's 16
first
yards
and 10.
And a first down, yeah. 16 yards on the pass play. On the little, wasn't the quarterback throwing the ball, as it was a little reverse pass, a trick play from the Pelicans right off the bat here.
Well, they work their way into good field position. They find themselves at their own 37-yard line, 1st and 10, opening series of the ball game. Split out wide to the left is Caldera. Man in motion from the right side is Tilden Kaufman. It'll be Hicks with the football. Sam Seiss drags him down, and just in time for me to introduce the Challenger defense.
Nice job by Seiss that time.
So up front, it'll be Sam Seiss, Cole Breitler, and Alex Fianaka. The linebackers, Michael Covey, Caleb Parker, Wyatt Hurley, and Derek Farmer. In the secondary, at the corners, you have Caleb Parker and Taylor Snowden. The safeties, Bryson Walker, and making his first varsity start, Jacob Beamish.
Ball at the 36-yard line.
So it'll be 2nd down and 11 with the loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, interesting seeing Jacob Beamish out there.
Making his first varsity start, tall kid at 6'1". They're going to go ahead and hand the ball to Hicks. The Challengers doing a good job of limiting Hicks in the ground game. Hicks not a particularly tall player. See if you've heard that theme before, at about 5'6", but he weighs 175 pounds. So he is a good-sized load in spite of his lack of stature.
Caleb Parker on the stop for the Challengers. Did a nice job of flowing to the football from his linebacker spot.
Well, he's one of those guys that seems like he just gets better and steadily better every game. With that, the Pelicans pick up 3 yards on the play to bring up a 3rd down and 8. Ball at the KU 39-yard line. Johnson out of the shotgun. Covey looking like he's coming with the blitz. They'll try to throw a little swing pass, looking out in the flat for Octavio Ortega. And unless you're a real gambler, I'm thinking, Mark, that KU will be kicking this away.
Well, they should be, but we'll see what happens here. That was a nice job by the Challengers of sending the extra pressure, and I mentioned that earlier. You know, you got to get some pressure on the quarterback, and they did a nice job there of doing that and forced that hurried throw over the head of the receiver, and now the Challengers are going to benefit from the punt. At least it appears that way.
Yes. Back deep, we've got Bryson Walker along with Caleb Scaglione. Kicking it away. And it's all on the ground. And
hits one of the KU players in the back. And once it hits a player from KU, you can pick it up and run with it. You could hear some of the, I think that came from the coaching booth. Just pick it up and run with it. But the Challengers get away from it. Always the safer play. And they get the ball in good field position anyway to start their first drive.
Challengers have a pair of slot receivers. Walker in the backfield along with Derek Farmer. And on 1st down with the carry on the fly sweep. Tossed around, he keeps his feet. Caleb Scaglione now streaks down the sideline. 30, 20, 10. Can he finish it? He does.
Oh, wow. 59 yards for Scaglione on the first play of the game, and the Challengers are on the board.
So Challengers start the game with an exclamation point.
45 mark of the first quarter.
Didn't waste any time there.
They did not. And he bounced off 4 or 5 guys on his way to the end zone.
Not a big guy at 5'8", 150. Now going to try the 2-point conversion with Derek Farmer. He cashes in. And the Challengers take the early lead with 8:45 left to go in the first quarter of play. It is Cascade Christian 8, Klamath Union nothing. We will take a quick timeout, and when we return, we'll be back with more action here on TableRockSports.net.
Discover luxurious Karastan flooring at Lippert's Carpet One. The flooring you need to live beautifully. With the National Karastan Month Savings with Style event, experience the luxury of Karastan and capture the lowest prices of the year. With savings up to $1,000 back on beautiful flooring and pay no interest for 18 full months. During National Karastan Month, Exclusively at both Lippert's Carpet One locations, Medford and Grants Pass.
Hi, Rod here. Are you tired of sleeping on a hot, miserable mattress? It's time to save on a cool, comfortable night's sleep from Medford Mattress. Discover the full line of Beauty Rest with advanced cooling technology and the super comfortable Beauty Rest Black. Great sleep is a luxury you deserve. If you want to save on a cool, comfortable, healthy night's sleep, now's your chance. Only at Medford Mattress, downtown Medford, where quality is not costly.
Fiannaca kicking off, but it goes out of bounds, and so that'll be a flag against the Challengers. So the Pelicans will start out with decent field position for their second series of the ball game.
Ball is placed at the 35-yard line. First down, Pelicans.
It'll be a 1st and 10 for Klamath Union at their own 35-yard line. Johnson at quarterback, Hicks in the backfield. Twin receivers on each side. Going in motion, Ortega, Johnson looking in the direction of Hicks, but pressure there from Alex Fiannaca, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Okay, you wisely trying to get off the screen pass, as the Challengers have been putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. So that was a good thought. It just didn't quite go their way and couldn't get the ball completed.
So Challengers getting out early with the touchdown run, a 59-yarder from Caleb Scaglione. And now, with the football for Klamath Union, taking a run upfield, Tilden Kaufman, 5'9", 160-pound junior receiver, with the pass reception and the gain on the play. Ball's up to the 42-yard line.
3rd down and 3.
And that will bring up a 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, nice, well-executed play. Nice blocking out on the edge and a good gain on 2nd down to put them in 3rd and short.
Well, it sure opens up your playbook, especially when you got a talented young man like Johnson at your quarterback. Hicks joins Johnson in the backfield. Swing a pass out to Kaufman. Kaufman lowers the head, tries to make his way towards moving the sticks. But it looks like he'll be short by a yard.
Yeah, it does. Looks like he only got 2.
At the 44-yard line.
Which means it'll be 4th and 1.
4th down
and I'm sure, or at least it appears that the Pelicans are going to go for it here. Not a terrible decision if they feel like they can run the football on the Challengers. They do have that big offensive line and a large quarterback. Ask me, he should just sneak it, but we don't do that anymore, apparently. We just do stuff from the shotgun.
And out of that shotgun, Johnson looking left, getting some pressure. Once again, Challengers. You see Wyatt Hurley in the backfield, Alex Fiannaca there with pressure. And here's the downside of going for it on your own side of the field. Now you're leaving your
44-yard line.
Your defense with a short field.
Yeah, they got a lot.
Well, and again, why would why don't you just have a what do we say 6'1"?
Yeah,
170-pound quarterback. Why would you not sneak it?
Farmer with the football. He's going to roll out to his right. He's going to take off and run with it. He crosses the 30-yard line to the 25, to the 20. And then he'll get upended by Kaufman after a big gain on the play. Introducing the offense to you for Cascade Christian, it looks like this. Derek Farmer, quarterback. Bryson Walker at running back. The receivers, Beamish, Scaglione, Parker, Fiannaca. Up front, it's Sam Seiss, Evan Stonehill, Zach Cook, Scotty Van Dyke, and Cole Breitler.
1st and goal.
So the Challengers with the 1st and goal.
From the 9.
Farmer with Scaglione in motion. Farmer going to go ahead and take it right straight up the middle. And there to bring him down on the stop, Stephen Sheldon from his linebacker spot. Gets it down to about the 4-yard line where it'll be 2nd and goal. Farmer, he's got a lane, and he scores. The Challengers now up 14-0. Show you that on the replay. And you just see that they parted the Red Sea for him.
At the 6:41 mark of the first quarter.
And a nice job by the blocking up front.
Yeah, they had everything moved to the right, and he just ran left. Looked like the parting of the Red Sea.
So the Challengers back on the board here with 3 more running plays, 4 plays so far, 2 touchdowns for the Challengers.
And Bryson Walker, he converts on the 2-point conversion attempt. It's a 16-0 ball game in a fast-paced first quarter. We'll take a timeout and be right back here on TableRockSports.net.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Hi guys, my name is Mason Mahaffey. I'm the Solar Pros Manager of Oregon, and I'm also a teacher and a coach here in the Rogue Valley. Have you looked into solar panels and it didn't make financial sense? I brought Solar Pros here to Oregon to make it more affordable for working class families to put solar on their home. Solar Pros is purposely beating our competitors' prices by thousands of dollars because we are that serious about saving you money. Solar Pros PNW provides the most comfortable, educational, and personal solar experience in Oregon. Visit our Facebook page at Solar Pros PNW to see all of our projects and all the families that
Fianaka getting ready to kick it away right down Broadway. Hits about toward the back of the end zone, and that's a no-doubter. So the Pelicans will go ahead and set up at their own 20-yard line. And this is a case where probably maybe Coach Overstreet maybe thinking is like, maybe we shouldn't have gone for it on 4th down. But I still like what you're thinking, Mark, that perhaps with quarterback sneak, it wasn't a real big have to get for them, and they might have gotten it. And unfortunately for them, it left a short field for Cascade, and they're firing on all cylinders tonight.
Well, yeah, 4 plays, 2 touchdowns, 2 runs over 40 yards.
On 1st down, now it is Hicks with the football.
Hicks on the carry.
He'll get it up to about the 24-yard line. A good pickup on 1st down. I'm sure that no doubt one of the areas that the Challengers want to seek some improvement is defense. I think they've already given up as many points through 4 games as they gave up all of last year.
Yeah, you've definitely seen them, struggle to stop teams, especially who run the football. And that's why I was surprised on 4th and 1 that the Pelicans decided to throw it.
And the Pelicans bringing him down in the backfield.
It's Fianaka again.
Fianaka also there. Cole Breitler. So the Challengers thus far getting it done on offense and getting it done on defense. They'll end up losing about 10 yards on the play to bring up a 3rd down and 14.
3rd down and 15.
So for the Pelicans, not the start that they had envisioned. They played pretty competitively. I had a chance to watch a little bit of their game against Sutherland last week, and especially their opening drive. They looked really sharp. But obviously what Coach Sean is looking to dial up tonight as the defensive coordinator is a lot of pressure. Johnson throws downfield, and did he catch it in bounds?
Incomplete, I believe. Out of bounds.
Out of bounds. And that'll bring up a 4th and 14.
Boy, good looking throw and catch. Just off the out of bounds, off the sideline there.
A little wide to the right. So it'll bring up a 4th down and long. Ball at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that was it was good coverage down the field by Snowden, and the ball was just perfectly thrown. Unfortunately, a couple of yards out of bounds.
So KU getting ready to kick it away. It looked like they're a little short-handed. Probably not the way Coach Overstreet wanted to burn a timeout, but when you've got Scaglione and Walker to take care of, you want your full complement of players.
Yes, you do, and I am kind of surprised you took a timeout there, however, because even if you took, a 5-yard delay of game penalty, you're still punting, either way you look at it. So,
deep is deep.
But maybe they want to talk about something else here.
Yeah.
On 4th down and just make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. And obviously you don't want to get a kick blocked when you're punting from your own 15 either.
Right.
So you got to make sure you have everybody understanding the process here and protect your punter.
Well, like I said, this is a young, much like the Challengers, it's a young team that Klamath Union has, and
especially at the skill positions. You look at the skill positions. I don't think there's a single. Maybe there's one or two seniors at the most at the skill positions. So,
and guess who's there in on the play again? Alex Theonaka there. Looked like he got a piece of it.
Yeah, I think he did.
And there, Austin Cook, who injured his hand last week. But for the kind of stuff that Austin does, it's like, you don't need that left hand. And so the Challengers, once again, get a short field. They'll have the ball at the 32-yard line of Klamath Union. Let's go ahead and bring you the defensive starters for the Pelicans. And their lineup looks like this. We'll get through it really quickly here. Is Stephen Sheldon, Ben Gower, Darius Thompson up front, along with Roman Case, Levi Hicks, Traven Ruano, Walker Saluskin, Octavio Ortega, Tilden Kaufman, Caldera, and Saluskin. On 1st down.
I think that's Walker.
Walker to the outside. In his first 3 games, Walker had run for over 300 yards last week, and this is just where, probably in light of his size, depending upon the matchup, it's not going to be favorable for him to try to run the football, and he only gained 21 yards against Henley.
Yeah, Henley was bound and determined to make the Challengers throw the football.
Well, the Challengers, and we got a flag on the play.
I think we got a man downfield.
That was complete to Scaglione, but I believe, this will be something coming back.
That's a run-pass option, so usually we get a legal man downfield, and that's what the call is. Doesn't surprise me there against the Challengers on that. If you're a lineman, you have to make sure that ball is released before you get more than 2 yards down from the line of scrimmage. And so that time we've got Challenger linemen getting a little antsy to get down the field and block, but you cannot leave the 2-yard area until the ball is received, down the field.
Right. So what that'll do, that'll move the ball to the 34-yard line. We got 4:17 left to go in the first. Challengers up 16-0 and have great field position here once again. Split out wide to the right is Jacob Beamish. Over on his side is Scaglione in the slot. Over to the left side in the slot is Beamish, and then Parker out wide. Farmer. That little option play, and he ran for 176 yards and 4 touchdowns last week, so they may have been able to stop Walker, but they couldn't do anything with Farmer.
Yeah, Farmer had a nice game last week. Kept the Challengers in that football game till the very end.
Well, that's the thing, Mark. If I'm being honest, now we're going to see here the football, Scaglione. Short completion there, short of the 1st down, a 4th and 1. I would have thought that Henley would have been winning by a more decisive margin. To me, it's a tribute to the Challengers and their growth as a team that they ended up playing a heck of a football game.
Yeah, absolutely.
4th and short for the Challengers. Beamish in motion. Walker in the backfield, along with Farmer. Farmer surveying the field. Now he's got trip receivers out to the left.
Normally we see a quarterback run here. Let's see if the Challengers are consistent with that.
Farmer swings the pass complete to Scaglione. Scaglione, the team's leading receiver, keeps his feet, and he'll get inside the 10. The Challengers in the red zone once again.
Nice 4th down conversion that time on a nice, safe little swing pass from Farmer to Skaggs.
Ball at the 7-yard line.
Little 15-yard gain there for the Challengers.
So the Challengers with the 1st and goal down at the 7. Knocking on the door, leading 16-0. They'll hand to Walker. Walker runs into a wall. Good defense there, and way to wrap him up for Klamath Union. That's Traven Ruano. Again, another underclassman, 5'10", 170-pound sophomore.
Yeah, nice hit that time. Walker picks up 5 yards, though. Brings up 2nd and goal from the 5.
This Pelican team with 8 seniors on it.
And if you look at it, most of them are line guys.
Kind of similar to the team across the line from them. Farmer with the football, keeps his feet. He's going to tuck it under and go. He'll be just a little short.
He gets to the 1.
Helping him up is Octavio Ortega for Klamath Union. And then we have a man down for Klamath Union. Getting up to his feet, however, that is Joaquin Saluskin. Scored a pass along, 6-0 North over Ashland. And we got a 3rd and goal.
From the 1. And again, quarterback sneak would probably be in order with Derek Farmer as your quarterback. See what the Challengers do. And I know they do have that in their playbook.
Yes, they do. Saw that a lot in recent years between the likes of Ashton Moody and Keith Reed.
But they're going to go from the shotgun. And he is going to run it. And he's
he
in.
Tried to muscle his way in, and he scores. Touchdown, Challengers. Nothing fancy about that. We'll see here once again, and one of the things that you have to be encouraged about, because you always wonder from year to year how it's going to be with your offensive line. And Farmer gets the opening he's looking for and puts his team up 22-0. Now the Challengers going to go for the more conventional point after attempt. Alex Fianaka out of the hold of Scaglione. The kick is up, end over end. It's good. 1:18 left to go in the first quarter of play. It is the Challengers 23, the Pelicans nothing. We will be back after this timeout on TableRockSports.net.
So what do you do when a loved one has been wrongfully injured or killed? It's simple. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Want to test drive U.S. Cellular's nationwide 5G coverage?
Yeah.
Download the Try Us app.
Here we go.
U.S. Cellular works great out here. Hey, I wonder if U.S. Cellular lets me stream in my... Yep, it's working.
Download the U.S. Cellular Try Us app for a free 30-day trial.
Visit U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou, Southern Oregon's exclusive authorized agent for U.S. Cellular, now serving Roseburg and Klamath Falls. See SOUScellular.com for details.
So what do you do when you can't work because you were injured on the job? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Well, I'll tell you one guy's getting a good workout tonight is Alex Fianaka. He'll go ahead and kick it down inside the 10-yard line on the return. And there is Kaufman. And there on the play, Jacob Beamish for the Challengers. And that'll set up a first down and 10 for the Pelicans. 1:12 left to go in the first quarter of play. And the ball just right outside the 21-yard line.
Well, and a nice job on coverage by Beamish, making a tackle right at, no different than kicking it in the end zone, I guess,
Right.
Fianaka kicked the two of them deep in the end zone. This one ends up getting ran back 10 yards, but from the 10 to the 20, and KU starting in the same field position they have previously.
So the Pelicans will start out with an empty backfield, at least for the moment. Kaufman in motion, pass complete. Throws that one out on a string. And the catch made by Tuco Saluskin. We have two Saluskins on the team. Tuco, a 6'2 sophomore. Then we have Joaquin Saluskin, who is a freshman.
Yeah, 12 yards and a first down. Nice throw. Good slant route that time. And the second first down of the game for the Pelicans.
So 1st and 10 for the Pelicans. Ball's in the air.
And obviously they think they can take advantage of the Challengers' one-on-one coverage out on the outside with Tuco, as you've mentioned before. That time they tried to run a fake screen, and they sent Tuco on a go route, and good coverage down the field by Snowden. Ball overthrown, incomplete.
Well, it should be noted, Snowden, I know he didn't play football last year. I'm not sure he played football at all in high school. I know he's played basketball for you guys.
He played his freshman year. He played his freshman year and this year. So this is his second year playing for the Challengers on the football field.
So you can probably understand where they're thinking, let's test this guy and see what he's all about. And so far, he's held up to the test.
Yeah, he's done a good job out there.
Trip receivers, they're doing empty backfield once again. Johnson, pass complete to Ortega. Ortega out past midfield, keeps his feet to the 40, down to the 35 before he's pushed out of bounds by freshman Jacob Beamish.
Pass complete to Ortega.
So with 18 seconds left to go on the first, signs of life.
Well, and nobody covering the receiver down the field, Ortega, and he's wide open in the middle of the field, and he picks up a big chunk of yardage there for the Pelicans, 36 yards on the pass play.
We're down to zeros, and that'll end the first quarter of play. After one is the Challengers 23, the Pelicans nothing, but they're knocking on the door. We'll be back with the second quarter of play following this timeout on TableRockSports.net.
For trusting Abby's legendary pizza for 60 years. Your hard-earned money supports hundreds of youth working at our parlors, dozens and dozens of nonprofits and school teams throughout the area. At Abby's, doing good in the neighborhood has never tasted so delicious. Can you smell it? It's not arugula and pear. It's bacon, and cheddar. Yep. Everybody's favorite pizza is back on sale this month at Abby's, loaded with 2 kinds of bacon and real cheddar cheese. Enjoy Abby's September special at a very special price.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Pelicans in a 1st and 10 down at the 32 of Cascade Christian. Opening play of the second quarter. Split out. Saluskin wide to the right. Johnson's looking out that way. And the pass incomplete to bring up a 2nd down and 10.
And again, they're picking on Taylor Snowden out there. Snowden's got to get his head around and see that football, because if he does, he's got an opportunity to intercept it.
Yeah, it looked like the ball just a little underthrown there by Johnson.
That's what I mean. If Snowden could get that head around, he might have had an interception there. So once you see that receiver starting to turn to the ball, you've got to turn your head and look for the football. So.
Yeah, it looked like he got a little twisted foot. Maybe even it seemed like he kind of lost his footing there for a second.
Yeah, he did. I think he was trying to turn and kind of tripped on had the old turf monster get him a little bit.
Oh, that old rascal burns him every time. 11:53 to go in the second quarter. Johnson looking right, and now wrapping him up, Austin Cook.
Yeah, nice job that time by the challenger. Pressure finally getting to him. Loss of 8 on the play.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 18. Cook is a player. Of course, his older brother, Zach, but Austin, a couple of years behind him, and he's really come on defensively in the last couple of games. And it's just funny to see because as guys playing up front go, he's not one of the bigger guys you'll find.
No, he is not, but he manages to get around people with his quickness. Some first quarter stats, the Pelicans with 72 yards of offense in that first quarter, the Challengers with 142.
Johnson, Cook giving him some trouble. He's going to go ahead and roll out to his right. Wyatt Hurley chasing him down, and we have a flag at the end of play. And I think if you're a fan of the Challengers' defense, you're probably not going to like what we're going to hear next.
I suspect it's a late hit, but we'll see.
A little discussion among the officials there, and again, that came in just right at the very tail end of the play.
Which is usually for a late hit. And you can see the referees are going to mark that off against the Challengers. Dead ball foul, personal foul. Oh, hit to the head.
Indication is a personal foul.
And that'll spot the ball at the 26-yard line. Bring up a 3rd down and about 4.
Ball is placed at the 26-yard line. Still 3rd down.
Josh Overstreet, head coach for the Pelicans, no doubt going to like that a whole lot more than a 3rd and 18.
Well, and gives him the ability to go for it, too, on 4th down, even if he doesn't get it here on 3rd. So big penalty against the Challengers when they had an opportunity to probably have the Pelicans punt.
Man in motion, Ortega. Johnson got to do the little shovel pass to Hicks, but sniffing it out. Great play there defensively by Sam Seiss.
Yeah, nice job by Seiss of catching him on that shuttle pass for just a yard gain, it looks like.
That'll bring up about a 4th down and 3. 4 down territory here with the ball at the 25. Probably at this point down 23-0 and being in a position where,
punt's not going to do you any good. Probably can't kick a field goal. It's too far.
No.
So, yeah, Pelicans look like they're going for it with 5 wide receivers.
Dropping back, Johnson, pass complete. 1st down yardage. Reception made.
Johnson's pass complete.
Trying to get an eyeball on that number there.
88, I think, maybe?
Aiden Caldera, 80.
80, there you go.
So it's down inside the red zone for the Pelicans. On the move here early in the first quarter.
And Pelicans doing it all through the passing game. They have minus 11 yards rushing, 84 yards passing so far in this one. And some help from the Challenger penalty to get them inside the red zone. 1st and 10.
Tuco Saluskin out wide right behind him is Tilden Kaufman. Man in motion is Ortega. They're going to throw a pass left, and the reception made there by Aiden Caldera. He'll get a couple yards on the play.
Try to throw a little bit of an inside screen that time. Good play by Michael Covey to make a tackle out there.
Boy, did he sure ever have a coming-up party last week.
Well, that's what happens. Some of these freshmen are going to get some opportunities to play, and it's going to be up to them to see how they do, and some of them have done well.
15 freshmen on this Challenger roster out of the 38 guys. So they're sure coming handy here. Ortega in motion, dropping back, looking to throw. Johnson's going to swing it right. We have a flag on the play. And then Bryson Walker there on Ortega.
And the play, it results in a loss of yardage. So I'm thinking that they're going to, well, I would decline this, I think, and make it 3rd down and 12 or something like that.
So let's see what they do here.
And they do decline it, illegal motion.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. And this Challenger defense that's been tested pretty hard the first 4 weeks. True to the test so far.
Yeah, so far doing a good job here.
Johnson looking right. Trying to climb the golden ladder to get the pick is Jacob Beamish. Kind of ends up out in no man's land, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Trying to throw it out here again to, I think he's trying to work on out there to Tuco.
Mm-hmm.
Out in the, in the area. He just didn't throw that ball far enough to get it out there to him. Tuco seems to be his favorite guy to throw the ball to so far.
4th and 10, the ball at the 17-yard line.
Now, they did have somebody that kicked a field goal from about this distance during the warm-ups, but looks like they're choosing to go for it here, down 23. A field goal is not going to do you a lot of good, so the Pelicans going to go for it here.
Empty backfield set. Johnson looking and thinking about taking off. And the Challengers doing a good job of limiting the damage there and keeping
Caleb Parker on the stop.
So Parker's one of those guys you're beginning to see, and that was the thing I was thinking all along, Mark, is defensive coordinator Mike Sean looking for some guys that have that dog in them. And we're starting to see more and more of that, and I think, again, a guy like Parker, I think the big deal, given his relative lack of experience, is confidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's growing in that department. Challengers get the ball back at their own 14-yard line. 7:40 left to go in the half.
And you only get that from playing.
That's right. And there goes Walker. Walker's off to the races.
You are not going to catch him.
Walker putting on a track meet.
85 yards for the touchdown.
Walker outruns the posse, and the Challengers score again.
Well, that'll help your average.
Yeah. Well, going into that game against Henley last week, he was averaging 10 yards a carry. And here on the replay, you can just see, he had everybody beat by midfield.
Oh, yeah. And he is very fast. You are not going to catch him if you're behind him. If you don't have an angle, he's gone. And he was gone right there. 86 yards on the touchdown for Bryson Walker.
I couldn't imagine when he was little, his mom, Molly Walker, taking him shopping, and he sees the candy aisle.
Oh, my. I'm sure, yeah. He was probably put in a cart for a reason, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. And the extra point attempt, no good. This is an area where the Challengers, sometimes with some odd snaps and some funny things going on, have a little trouble here. And it remains a 29-0 ball game, however, and we will be back after this timeout on TableRockSports.net.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Alex Fianaka, he and the cheerleaders getting quite a workout tonight. And the ball sails through the end zone. And the Pelicans get it back, trailing 29-0.
First down, Pelicans.
Well, one of the things the Challengers need to work a little bit more on is that execution of the extra point. You mentioned it. You have to be able to make those consistently, and when you need to, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
In those games that they're going to make a difference in. So it's good that you get the opportunity here to practice some of that stuff, and I'm sure that they're going to get that cleaned up here as the year goes along.
1st and 10 for Klamath Union.
Did a good job moving the ball in their last possession, just couldn't cash it in.
4 receivers set. Hand to Hicks on first down. He'll go ahead and try the left side of his offensive line. Keeps his feet.
Yeah, nice leg drive that time by Hicks.
He sure is. And with some yardage after contact, he'll pick up 5 on the play.
Hicks on the carry.
Yeah, nice carry by him. Klamath, though, with the quarterback sacks they've had so far, still -1 yards rushing after that carry. Just about back to 0. Challenger defense has been pretty good so far tonight against the run.
2nd down and 5. 6:47 left to go in the half. Johnson looking right and has a man. Kaufman with the reception. Coming up, trying to make the play is Walker, but Kaufman slips through him, and that'll move the ball up to the 35-yard line. That'll move the sticks for the Pelicans.
Yeah, that was a nice play there. A little bit of a rub route with Tuco kind of running in front of Walker, and he's not able to pick up the receiver as quickly as he wants to, leaving him open to catch that ball and he got about 10 yards on that play and a Pelican first down. Well thrown ball that time as well, and by Johnson, and it's just he looks really good for a sophomore.
You imagine what he's going to be like by the time he's a senior.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling out of the backfield is Hicks. He gets out across the 40-yard line up to about the 43.
Yeah, best run of the night for Hicks right there, as he just lowers the shoulder and plows through the Challenger defense. And, Pelicans have got to know from watching the Challenger defense so far with that big offensive line, they should be able to make some holes in that Challenger defense as others have before them, so to speak. We've seen here, especially in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
2nd and 3 play. The pass complete to Ortega. Arm tackle there by the Challengers. It looked like Michael Covey over there.
Yeah, it was.
Ortega on the reception.
And they really don't get much of anything out of this. They no gain on the play.
Brought down immediately by Covey.
Yeah, nice play by Covey. Keeping that to a short gain, but still the Pelicans 3rd and short here after that nice run on first down. Got him in this position. And again, curious to see if they're going to run the football here on 3rd and short.
Johnson dropping back and hit as he throws, and the pass just a little bit underthrown.
But caught. They're going to say it's a catch for 4 yards and a first down.
So Ortega making the reception, moving the sticks for the Pelicans.
First down, Pelicans.
Showing some signs here and some of their later drives here in the half that they can get that offense in sync. The only predicament they find themselves in right now is they got one big heck of a hole to dig out of.
Yeah, nice job by them, though. A couple of first downs in a row, at least keeping that defense off the field and keeping the Challenger offense off the field as well. So a nice job by them picking up a couple first downs and moving the ball here.
Ball at the 46, and it'll be Kaufman on the fly sweep, running him down. We also have a flag on the play. Challengers doing a pretty solid job there of keeping some containment. And this will go against Klamath Union.
Indication is
Holding.
The Pelicans.
And that will move the football back to the 36-yard line.
10-yard penalty, actually the first penalty against the Pelicans in the football game. Only 3 penalties so far by both, a total of 3 penalties, 2 against the Challengers. That one is the first one against the Pelicans, so pretty clean football game so far by both teams.
Far cry from what we saw in week 1, but usually that's par for the course in week 1.
Yes, it is.
4 receivers set with trips to the right. Johnson looking downfield. And there. Saluskin.
18 yards on the
Gain of 8 yards.
Gain of 18 yards because of the penalty.
So the Pelicans get a big chunk of that back and now find themselves in a 2nd down and 2. Ball at the 46 of Cascade Christian. 4 minutes remaining in the 2nd quarter. Saluskin and Kaufman to the right side. Now Kaufman in motion. They'll show a little fly sweep there, and Farmer pursuing him. Walker is there.
He's going to lose 3 or 4 yards on that one.
And they're probably thinking, can we ever get rid of you guys?
Brought down for a loss in the play by Derek Farmer.
So, loss
of about 4.
And so that'll bring up a 3rd down and 6.
3rd down and 6 for the Pelicans in midfield.
Clock running with 3:29 left to go in the half. Challengers, offensively, it's been all big plays.
Yeah, it absolutely has.
So I'm sure we'll find they haven't run many plays from scrimmage, but the damage has been big.
It has been, and you'll see as we get to that part of the stats, I'm sure.
Johnson rearing back, looking to throw. Looking for Kaufman. Also downfield is Tuko Saluskin. And that'll bring up a 4th down and 6.
4th down and 6 at midfield.
Johnson has already thrown the ball 21 times in this football game, and we're not even to half.
Wow. You don't see that every day in the high school ranks.
No, you really don't.
Might be another thing if you're Kirk Cousins and the Atlanta Falcons, but...
Well, 31 plays ran so far by KU. The Challengers have only ran 12, 31 to 12.
Well, and I think that goes to show once again, Mark, how the old time of possession stat can be a bit misleading.
Absolutely, and the Challengers have only run 1 play in the 2nd quarter, and the Pelicans, meanwhile, in the 2nd quarter have run 16 plays. So that's the majority of it right there is in that 2nd quarter, as the Pelicans have made 2 decent drives, really, and have not gotten any points out of either one.
Which has got to be frustrating. That's worse than, not being able to move the ball at all, is being able to move the football, and you can't finish the drives.
Well, and they're in a kind of a precarious spot here, 4th and 6 as well, and that's why they called the timeout at the 50-yard line. And the question is, do you want to take the chance on going for it here and giving the Challengers a short field with 3:07 left to go in the half, or do you want to punt the football and make the Challengers go the full length of the field? It appears that the Pelicans are going to go for it here on 4th down.
By the way, check out the new sports voice in Southern Oregon, the Ace Sports Radio, AM 1300, FM 107.9, and streaming live at theacesportsradio.com, featuring 5 live NFL games per week. And now here's some live high school football. Pass complete from Johnson to Kaufman, and that'll move the ball down to the 42-yard line.
And that's that same play they ran a few plays ago to pick up a first down. Same exact play. And Walker, again, sort of getting shielded by the other receiver and not able to get up to pick up Kaufman soon enough. And he picks up the first down fairly easily. Nice pitch and catch. Well-designed route. The Challengers' defense needing to figure out how to get through that little pick play and pick that receiver up sooner.
You sure get the feeling this KU program's got some good days ahead of it, don't you?
Well, they seem pretty organized. They've got a nice quarterback that knows how to throw the ball. They need to be able to protect him. The times he's struggled is when the Challengers have put some pressure on him. And that's what we're going to see going forward if they're going to be able to do that. And the KU calls another timeout.
Timeout called on the field. Fall sports action is brought to you by our title sponsor, Lithia Jeep Dodge Chrysler, where you can find great deals on the lot or at lithiasuperstore.com. And our presenting sponsor, Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon, now with 9 locations nearby to serve you. Want to remind you that we're about 2.5 minutes away from the halftime report, brought to you by the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. Visit playmedford.com to find the latest fall activity guide. Sports leagues, classes, field trips, and special events await you. Visit playmedford.com and click on the Program Guide tab to learn more. After this week, the Challengers, well, it'll be a road game that won't feel like a road game, Mark, because it's so close. The Challengers will be paying a visit over to the Phoenix Pirates. The Pirates, in their second year under Charlie Hall, picked up a couple of early season victories, a program on the rebuild, and now the Challengers, of course, looking to fortify their playoff position by trying to run the table in league play. Hicks with the football. He'll get out across the 35-yard line down to the 33.
There's a flag, so hang on just a second. Right in the location of a hold.
Penalty flag on the play.
And it is a hold against KU. So this one's coming back. Second penalty of the game against KU. Both holding penalties.
Is a holding call against Klamath Union.
So they'll walk that off from the Challenger 42 now to the 42 of Klamath Union. And now that'll bring up a first down and 20.
Result of the penalty moves the ball back to the 48-yard line.
2:20 left to go in the second quarter. Johnson has Kaufman in motion. He'll go ahead and throw it over to Ortega. Looked like Scaglione had him for a moment. Ortega slips through him, but we've got...
He just picks up about 3 yards, so a lot of razzle-dazzle for 3 yards.
Yeah. One of those things where you end up running about 20 yards to pick up 5.
Yep. Interesting play, though. I mean, it was fun to watch, but just a 3-yard gain. So second down and 17 now for the Pelicans as they call a timeout. And I think that's got to be their last one.
Score to pass along to you. North leading Ashland 14-0 in that ball game.
Little surprised those two teams are playing, actually.
Right, different classifications.
I don't think they've played for many years, have they?
It doesn't seem like it. But then again, you know, Mark, you and I have been doing this long enough now.
Well, we remember when they used to play each other all the time.
Right.
The old SOC days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when, all those teams played each other, and it was a war, and there was always someone going to state title up in the Portland area usually.
Oh, I remember when Ashland and North played each other for the state championship.
Yes, absolutely.
Back in 93.
Something like that.
Colin O'Neill days. Johnson throwing long downfield.
Looking for Ortega.
And the pass overthrown a little bit back there with the coverage for Cascade Christian is Bryson Walker.
And I don't know, Jim, I don't know if you watched him, but did you see how Bryson turned his head right when the receiver looked for the ball? That was perfect coverage by Bryson. If that ball was thrown in the right spot, Bryson would have picked it off. Luckily for KU, it was thrown out of bounds, and I think on purpose, as Johnson saw good coverage down the field that time by Walker.
3rd and 17 with 2:05 to go in the half.
And here's the same formation that we've seen a couple of times when they've thrown that ball out here in the flat. Let's see if they try to run that same play again. Yes, they are.
Johnson looking right, and Walker misses on the tackle, and running it out of bounds right around the 31-yard line is Kaufman, and
that's a 20-yard gain and a first down for the Pelicans.
So there's a long, sustained drive here by the Pelicans. They've moved the football well.
Yeah, 147 yards passing now for KU in the football game, and no points to show for it with 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter, excuse me.
Ball at the 31. Hicks in the backfield, out to the left.
Johnson's arm's got to be getting sore. That's his 25th pass in the first half.
He has Ortega and Caldera out to the left, and it's Hicks on the ground, and he keeps his feet. Valiant effort there. Looks like the forward progress should probably get him down to around about the 16-yard line.
Yeah, that's his biggest run of the night, 16 yards right up the middle against that Challenger defense, and the Pelicans are in business here with 1:46 clock running down at the 15-yard line.
First down, Pelicans.
Clock running with 1:40 left to go in the half. I think something of a moral victory for the Pelicans will be if the KU can pick up points out of this.
Remember, they've been in the red zone one time previously on their last drive, the one prior to this one, and they turned the ball over on downs.
Johnson throwing left, Caldera with it, and they're dragging him down is Caleb Scaglione. And they about get about 2 yards out of it. Bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Clock running, a minute to go.
Well, we've seen some crazy football so far this year, Mark, and here we have a team leading 29-0, has only run one offensive play in the second quarter. Ball intended for the end zone.
Nice defense that time.
Taylor Snowden.
Taylor Snowden gets his arm right in between the receiver's arm, pries the ball out of there just before it becomes a touchdown. Nice defensive play by Snowden that time.
So on the incompletion, that'll bring up a 3rd down and 8.
3rd and 8 at the 13-yard line.
Ball at the 13-yard line. 38 seconds left to go in the half.
Clock stops after the incomplete pass, so the Pelicans now not really playing against the clock here with 38 seconds, as I would suspect. Well, they could try to sneak a run in here, but I think they might be throwing it.
And here goes Johnson. Johnson looking toward the end zone. Overthrows everybody. Beamish there trying to make a play on it for the Challengers.
Yeah, nice job by the Challengers not taking the bait on the hitch and go. Ortega with a little stop and go route out there. And as he stopped, really none of the Challengers thought he was going to, stop and catch a ball. They weren't fooled at all by that little stop and go route. And so good coverage. And now the Pelicans are going to try a field goal here on 4th down from the 20-yard line, making it a 30-yard attempt.
Try to get a look at the jersey number of the kicker here for Klamath Union. And the kick blocked.
Scaglione on the block, and the Challengers have picked it up.
Challengers running down the sideline. 40.
That's Taylor Snowden.
Taylor Snowden. He has daylight. Touchdown, Challengers.
Taylor Snowden on the return. Touchdown, Challengers.
So let's show you the replay on that. And what you get is Scaglione with the block. Snowden says, I can run too. And he does so there. Picks up the score for Cascade.
Yards at the 13-second mark of the second quarter.
Yeah, the challengers. Fianna going to come in to attempt the point after. And again, try to work a little refinement in this area that has at times been a little rough. Snap a little low. The kick is up. And it is good.
Better execution on the operation there for the extra point.
So 13 seconds left to go in the second quarter of play. We'll take a timeout and be right back here on TableRockSports.net.
It's time to fall into savings at Medford Mattress, downtown Medford. If you want the lowest prices of the year on all in-stock Beauty Rest Serta and more, now's your chance. Memory foam queen starting at just $3.99. With adjustable base, only $9.99.
Come in and compare our prices. You'll be glad you did.
Time to fall into savings. Only at Medford Mattress, downtown Medford.
Where quality is still not costly.
Discover luxurious Karastan flooring at Lippert's Carpet One. The flooring you need to live beautifully. With the National Karastan Month Savings with Style event, experience the luxury of Karastan and capture the lowest prices of the year. With savings up to $1,000 back on beautiful flooring and pay no interest for 18 full months. During National Karastan Month, exclusively at both Lippert's Carpet One locations, Medford and Grants Pass.
Before.
Can't say that I have. The challengers getting ready to kick it away. I don't know who's going to be more tired, the cheerleaders or Alex Fiannaca. He'll go ahead and kick it, and it manages to stay in bounds and roll into the end zone. With 13 seconds left, the Pelicans will see if they can't get on the board here to close out the half, knowing full well that the challengers will open up the second half with the football. Before or after the game is a great time to visit Dutch Bros and enjoy your favorite beverage. Dutch Bros gives back to the communities they serve in support of kids and local efforts to help others. Dutch Bros. Ball at the 20-yard line. Challengers in their secondary. A few changes made here and there. We got Snowden in there at one corner. And at the safeties, we got Walker and Beamish.
And they're just going to take a knee, and that will be the end of the first half.
So one half of football is in the book. Stick around for the Medford Parks and Recreation halftime report. The Challengers lead by a score of 36-0. We will take a timeout and be back in 2 minutes here on TableRockSports.net.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $15 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? When you want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life, call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Discover the Crater Advantage at Crater Car Wash today. Scan the QR code and sign up for your free $15 wash. Crater Car Wash. Clean. Dry. Fast.
Here at halftime, the cross-country team being recognized for Cascade Christian.
from our boys and girls cross-country team. We'd like to take a moment to thank these student athletes for their commitment, hard work, and sacrifices made to be a part of our cross-country program here at Cascade Christian High School. We'd like to thank the parents. Grace Cascade Christian Schools is honored that you have entrusted our coaches, teachers, staff, and administrators to educate and disciple your son or daughter in preparation for their future success. So with no further ado, will you give a big round of applause as we begin to introduce our seniors. We begin from the boys program, Gabriel Lockhart. Gabriel's parents are Johan and Melissa Lockhart. The Lockharts attend church at Table Rock Fellowship. He enjoys playing the bass guitar in his spare time. He loves cross country and the unbridled chaos that are the bus rides. After high school, he plans to hike the Pacific Crest Trail and pursue a degree in petroleum engineering.
Petroleum engineering.
Gabriel Lockhart.
Petroleum engineering. Oh, my goodness.
Next from the girls program, Emma Coates. Emma's parents are Andy and Abby Coates. They attend church at Mountain Church in Medford. She enjoys hiking, shopping, and hanging out with friends and family. She also participates in the soccer program in the fall, plays basketball for the women's program, as well as also being involved in the local 4-H program. Her favorite memory with cross country is when they went to the Reading Water Slides after the race down in California. After high school, she plans on pursuing a college diploma. Let's give it up for Emma Coates. Our next senior from the girls program, I hope I say it right, Raina Crisp. Raina's parents are Gordon and Angela Crisp. They attend church at New Beginnings. Her hobbies include baking, reading, and participating in the local 4-H club. One of her community activities include her participation in the Gingerbread Jubilee every fall. Her favorite memories with the cross-country program are the van rides and overnight stays for away meets at places like Bandon and Portland. Her plans after high school are to attend Southwest Oregon Community College and get a degree in baking management and eventually own her own bakery. Please give Raina Crisp a big round of applause. Next from the girls program is Sage Griffin. Sage is with her mom, Ashley Gutchess. They attend church at Mountain Church in Medford. Hobbies include, get this, running, reading, and skiing. She also enjoys volunteering at the Yellow House on Wednesdays. She'll always remember the moment the boys' team tried to scare the girls' team during a camping trip, and the boys eventually rolled all the way down the hill. After high school, she plans on attending college and pursuing a degree in psychology and compete in a triathlon. Sage Griffin. And one more senior, that is Josie Scaglione. Josie's parents are Matt and Kylie Scaglione. Josie attends Edgewater Christian Fellowship. In her spare time, she enjoys tanning, fishing, and hanging out with friends while also participating on the girls' soccer team in the fall and the softball team in the spring. Favorite race was when they went to Reading for the first meet of the year. As of right now, she's still deciding on her plans after she completes high school. Let's hear it for Josie Scaglione. And ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for all of our cross-country seniors, the program, and of course the families, their support. Let's give a round of applause for all of them.
All right. Well, Mark, the cross-country team and their seniors honored, and it's always neat to see, for me, when you see a school where the rate of participation by young athletes is very high. I would imagine, though, with all that time that we covered, that you have some very interesting stats for us in the evening. Some that tell it all, and some that...
We are going to start with a question for you. How many plays do you think Cascade Christian ran in the first half for these 36 points?
15.
Well, you're close. 12.
Oh,
12 plays for 36 points. 4 points per play, or something like that.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah, the Challengers only ran 12 plays in the first half. KU ran 45 plays, and of those 45 plays KU ran, 28 of them were passes. So, Johnson, I think you better get a massage here at halftime so he's ready to throw another 28 balls in the second half. You think that's possible?
Oh, my goodness. Well, you know, at that pace, he's going to end up throwing 56 per game, and I don't know what the high school record is, but that's got to be right up there.
You would think that it's somewhere between 60 and 70 probably. But anyway, that's neither here nor there at this point. The Challengers have the lead 36-0 here at halftime, and let's look at those stats in a little more detail than that. Again, the Challengers ran just 12 plays, KU 45 plays. The Pelicans had 7 first downs in the first half, rushing 11 carries for just 17 yards. So the Challengers doing a good job of limiting the ground game, which is why Johnson has thrown the ball 28 times. He's 16 for 28 for 149 yards, no interceptions. They have 10 yards of return on a kickoff, so 176 yards of total offense for KU in the first half. Those 45 plays and 176 yards and no points to show for it, unfortunately for them. They did have 2 penalties for 20 yards, and they had 2 turnovers on downs. So, that Cascade Christian defense, bend but not break philosophy, definitely working there in the first half. For the Challengers, again, Cascade ran just the 12 plays. 10 of them were rushes, 10 carries for 211 yards on the ground, 21 yards per carry for Cascade Christian in the first half. They threw the ball twice, and Farmer was 2 for 2 for 17 yards. And then they also had an 85-yard, if you remember correctly, blocked punt for a touchdown. So 313 yards of offense for the Challengers in the first half on 12 plays.
Wow.
So pretty incredible. Penalties for Cascade Christian, 2 penalties for 20 yards. And, again, the Challengers only ran the one play, the one 85-yard touchdown by Walker, in the second quarter. KU controlled the ball in the entire second quarter except for that one play.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever seen a football game like that.
No. Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to have some of those highlights from the first half, but we're going to go to a quick break right now. Did you know that the city of Medford is the largest provider of community recreation classes, programs, and sports leagues in Southern Oregon? The fall program guide is out. Find out about all the recreation and learning opportunities at playmedford.com. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back.
It's kind of simple. We're not rocket scientists. We just make great pizza. When you're ready for traditional values, time with your family, and a great meal, you're invited to Abby's. Order at abby's.com. Our family is here for your family. It's fall. Want a great value that doesn't involve pumpkin spice? Try Abby's Barbecue Chicken Pizza. Save and enjoy a pizza with loads of quality toppings to the edge. Your taste buds and your wallet will thank you. Enjoy Abby's October special at a very special price.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
Come enjoy the patio weather and a brand new menu at Tap Rock Northwest Grill, where friends and family gather and memories are made. Come visit us today or visit our website.
Highlights from the first half. Scaglione had scored on a 59-yard run to start the game. And then on their second series with excellent field position. And it ends up being Farmer getting good blocking on the right side. His 4-yard TD run and the successful 2-point conversion give the Challengers their 16-0 lead. Then with the Challengers up 16-0, Farmer once again, this time from 1 yard out, finds a little seam there on the right-hand side of the line. The point after attempt good by Fianaka to make it 23-0. And then Bryson Walker on an 86-yard running play. And you can see by the time he gets to midfield, it's over. So he ends up going on a sprint for the TD. The point after attempt unsuccessful. But you want to know why the Challengers are averaging the ridiculous yards they are tonight. It's running plays like that. And then the Challengers get it done on special teams. It was Caleb Scaglione with the block, and then Taylor Snowden ended up running away with it, and the Challengers have the lead 36-0 at the half. Southern Oregon has a new place to play in Medford, the Rogue X Aquatic Center. 2 pools, a splash pad, and plenty of gym and court space to accommodate your indoor sports. Learn more at roguexmedford.com for daily information on open swim and gym hours and all the X has to offer. roguexmedford.com. We're a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half. We will take a final break and get you ready for the third quarter of football. Challengers lead in the game, 36-0. We'll be right back.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
What is a getaway? Is it leaving the familiar behind? Or discovering a place that feeds your hunger? Where passion sings, food is a culture, and every performance demands an encore. So let the journey be your destination. Then feast your eyes and nourish your soul in Southern Oregon. Your reservation starts when you travel Medford.
For over 50 years, each day has started with
Jeep Adventure Days at Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat of Medford. We're stocked up on a great selection of new vehicles from Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and of course, Ram trucks. Choose from our great inventory of new Jeep Gladiator and Grand Cherokee 4x4 models in stock now. Or test drive a new 24 Ram 1500 4x4. Shop online today with our online process to calculate your own payment, whether it's a lease, finance, or cash payment. Only at the Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge of Medford Superstore.
I ride my bike and sometimes the bus, sometimes both at the same time. I do have a car, but right now it's just too expensive to pay for insurance and gas. I love my job. At Ashland Food Co-op, they're a partner with RVTD's Employer Pass program. It makes it super easy for me to get to work and save a ton of money. It's way cheaper to be able to pay $10 a month, and now I can go anywhere in the valley. Pretty much unlimited rides. It's more than just a bus ride. RVTD is moving our community forward.
Couple of scores to pass along to you along the Table Rock Sports Network at halftime. Grants Pass leading South Medford by a score of 20-16, and then in the Challengers home league against the Phoenix Pirates, it's North Valley leading 14-0. And I tell you one thing I'm anticipating as the Challengers face off against the Pirates next week, that we'll see a Phoenix team that is better than they've been in some time. And then I think as far as maybe the toughest competition that the Challengers have in the league, it may well come in the form of the North Valley Knights.
Well, they certainly have the best record to date in our part of the league. And, you know, North Valley's been a team that's been improving pretty much every year since they've been in our league, at least for football.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would expect them to be a little better and probably give us, if you remember right, last year we didn't beat, we beat them at the third and fourth quarter. We kind of took control, but it was a good game for, 2.5, maybe almost 3 quarters before the Challengers really took control of that game. And, the Knights have been, like I said, getting better pretty consistently over the last couple of years. So that should be a good one for the Challengers, I think, as far as the league goes. And it's always difficult to go to Lakeview. I don't care how good your Challenger team is. We've had our struggles over at Lakeview. So that will be a big one. I think that's on November 1st over there at Lakeview, too, which you know how that's going to be at November 1st. Nice hands by Taylor Snowden as the kickoff gets kicked directly to him, and he's able to get that off the turf and not fumble that. And the Challengers with great field position here to start the third quarter.
So the Challengers will open up at midfield. Today's game is brought to you in part by Tap Rock Northwest Bar and Grill in Grants Pass on the banks of the Rogue River, and the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role campaign, promoting respectful behavior at your youth sporting events. So the Challengers will probably in this series run more plays than they did in the second quarter.
Well, yeah, you would think, right?
Pass complete to Caleb Parker.
Well, there's a guarantee right there.
Parker picks up a couple on the reception, so a couple of the guys that have waited their turn. We saw Snowden making the play there once again on special teams tonight.
Yep.
And then Caleb Parker making the reception on the quick pass, gain of about 3 on the play.
Farmer 3 for 3 for 20 yards. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities so far to throw the football.
Had a good game last week, going 16 out of 23. And once again, Parker with the reception, keeps his feet, and he'll move the chains for Cascade Christian.
Yeah, gets 10 on that one.
So it seems like he's kind of coming into the game. It was Scaglione with 15 catches on the year, the leading receiver on the team. Briley Richardson with 11, but seems like Parker's becoming that possession receiver for the Challengers.
Oh, you haven't seen a lot of Briley tonight. I'm guessing they're keeping him out for a reason.
Pass complete from Farmer to Scaglione. Scaglione down to the 15-yard line. Making the stop is Ortega, but not before the Challengers move the ball in the red zone.
Yeah, 23 yards on the reception, and a really good catch by Skaggs over the middle, as that ball was pretty low, but he's able to pick it up off the turf, and all of a sudden the Challengers in business down at the 15-yard line.
Challengers with trip receivers to the right, and Parker to the left. Farmer rolling out to his right. Has some room, but a little bit of pressure there from Hicks. He's looking toward the end zone. And the pass complete to Jacob Beamish. Touchdown, Challengers.
Yeah, Beamish with a nice catch from 16 yards out. I think that's got to be his first touchdown of the year, right?
Yes, it is. I think it may be his first catch of the year. I'll take a look at the stats provided courtesy of Andrew Getman and Ryan Sample.
It does not look like he had a reception before that, from what I've seen.
Oh, let's see here. Nope, that was his first, so yeah.
And a bad snap, but a good job by Skaggs of getting that ball down, and Fianaka completing the extra point.
So it's 43-0 with 8:40 left to go in the third. We will pause for messages, and we'll be back with more here on TableRockSports.net.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Alex Fianaka getting set to kick off. This one skitters along the ground and will go out of bounds. So there will be a penalty on that, and that will give the Pelicans good field position on their first series of the second half. 8:16 with the clock running here in the third quarter of play.
And Farmer goes 4 for 4 on that drive for 52 yards and a touchdown.
Who was it? There was a guy in the NFL last week who went, 18 for 18? Oh, I think it was Goff.
I think it was Goff.
Yeah, and Coach Campbell forgot to give him the game ball.
Yeah, if you can believe that.
Yeah. Well, and then I think, like the NFL record, he would have had to have completed 2 more to be like, because I think that there's been somebody else that has done like 20 plus.
24, 25, something like that. All right, the Pelicans, good field position here for their first possession of the second half.
And running, spinning there. This Hicks kid, quality runner.
He's a tough runner.
Yes.
5 yards on that one, and that was all him.
Yeah. I don't know whether you'd call that uphill running or what, but I tell you what, he does it well. And he moves the ball up to the 40-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 5.
I'm a little surprised they haven't tried to run the middle of the Challenger defense a little bit more than they have, because they've done well right up the middle. They've tried to run to the outside and that sort of thing, and they haven't done as well. And then as I say that, of course, the Challengers make a play here for a short gain on 2nd down and on Hicks, and he just gets a yard.
So he picks up, a yard on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 for the Pelicans. And again, this is going to be one of those games. You're going to look at the score and you think the game was played one way, and then if you had a chance to look at it, you go, you know, this Pelicans team's not bad.
No, they've definitely moved the ball well. And you kind of knew that. You looked at their game against Sutherland from a week ago. They scored 35 points in that game and lost. So you know they can score some points.
Their win coming against Lapine earlier in the season. And they're making the play is Tuco Saluskin.
Pass is complete.
And we have a flag coming in at the end of the play. The kind that makes me wonder if there isn't a defensive.
Yeah, it makes me wonder as well.
And it will go against the Challengers.
Indication is a face mask.
No, face mask at the end of the play.
So that'll move the ball past midfield at the 48-yard line of Cascade Christian. And it'll be a 1st and 10.
Actually got the first down prior to that face mask penalty.
4 receivers set. Twins to the right, twins to the left. Johnson hands the ball to Hicks. Fianaka, very active defensively tonight.
And the Challengers do a good job that time of really stuffing him at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Fianaka, you mentioned, right there where he needed to be.
Well, you look at this team defensively. Walker, the team leader coming into the game in tackles, 38. Fianaka on his heels at 31. Farmer, Scaglione, Caleb Parker, all north of 20 tackles on the season.
Yeah, but you know, when Walker's your leading tackler and he's your safety, that's not a good sign.
No, and I think a lot of that, you know, came in those prior weeks. And now Johnson looking to throw downfield. Saluskin making the catch, spins away from Snowden. He's going to take it to the opposite side of the field, but Scaglione chases him down for the tackle, but not before.
That's a big play.
The first down is gained.
Yep. All the way down to the 17-yard line.
Briley Richardson checking into the Challenger lineup.
31 yards on the play. Longest play of the day for the Klamath Pelicans.
Again, this kind of familiar theme throughout the evening is that the Pelicans had no trouble moving the football. It's just trying to turn those possessions into points. Hicks with it. Forward progress. We'll give him about a yard or two on the play.
Hicks on the carry.
So that KU line, they get a little bit of push there.
Numerous challengers.
But the Challengers wrap that up quickly. And again, a part of that mix off the Challenger bench is Austin Cook. He's in there with Zach.
And we see Briley Richardson coming in at one of the cornerback spots. First time I think I've seen him out there on defense, as they're putting him on Saluskin, as he's been the one guy that the Challengers have had some trouble staying with.
Johnson looking downfield. It looked like somebody got a handle on it.
Picked.
And it's intercepted.
Is that Covey? Michael Covey.
Mikey strikes again. His second pick of the season. And the Challengers get the football back.
There's that bend but not break defense again for Cascade Christian. Right, as the Pelicans at deep in the red zone, and the Challengers able to make. You said it, a tipped ball. I didn't catch you tipped it at the line of scrimmage, but Covey in the right spot, and the Challengers get the football back.
Eli Young into the ball game, senior receiver for the Challengers, split out wide to the left. 4 receivers set. Also see Richardson in there. And on first down, it looks like
they fumbled it, and KU got it back.
A takeaway for the Pelicans.
Covey, the ball carrier, a fumble on the play.
So that didn't quite go as planned. And now the Pelicans with the best scoring opportunity they've had all this evening.
Absolutely.
First and goal at the 5. You got Johnson at quarterback, Hicks in the backfield with him. Over on the right side, Saluskin and Goffman. And
he handed to Hicks, and it looks like he gets back to the line of scrimmage maybe.
That's just about all he's going to get out of that. That'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
On the stop, no gain on the play.
So Sam Seiss there for the Challengers. So after that first game where you and I called, Mark, against Vail, where the Challengers had a lot of turnover trouble, the Challengers have generally gotten better in that regard. They had a giveaway-takeaway ratio of +3 coming into this game. And I think they've probably improved on that a little bit, but there's still a few raw spots here and there. Man in motion, and the ball is tipped.
Again, good pressure on the quarterback.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and goal.
He was looking in the direction of Tuco Saluskin again, and luckily batted at the line of scrimmage because Saluskin had a step on Richardson in the end zone, but not able to make that work. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter.
So with that, we'll take a timeout, and then we will return with more action here on TableRockSports.net.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Hi guys, my name is Mason Mahaffey. I'm the Solar Pros Manager of Oregon, and I'm also a teacher and a coach here in the Rogue Valley. Have you looked into solar panels and it didn't make financial sense? I brought Solar Pros here to Oregon to make it more affordable for working class families to put solar on their home. Solar Pros is purposely beating our competitors' prices by thousands of dollars because we are that serious about saving you money. Solar Pros PNW provides the most comfortable, educational, and personal solar experience in Oregon. Visit our Facebook page at Solar Pros PNW to see all of our projects and all the families that
Okay, here we go. Start of the 4th quarter. Lippert's Carpet 1, 2 giant warehouses, design help, and certified flooring installers. Lippert's Carpet 1, Medford, and Grants Pass. Start of the 4th quarter. 3rd down and goal. Ball at the 5-yard line. Johnson looking left, and seemed like there was a lot more purple than there was white around there.
Well, and the ball was kind of thrown in between the 2 receivers. I'm not exactly sure who he was trying to throw that to, but that brings up 4th down for the Pelicans.
Well, you get the feeling in soccer you'd call it a clean sheet. You kind of get the feeling the Challengers are looking to try to pitch a shutout tonight.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, and we'll see how this goes on 4th down. Challengers with a big opportunity to keep that shutout intact. Pelicans would like nothing more to get some points on the board here. Clock running, 11:26 to go in the 4th quarter. And there's a lot of discussion going on the sideline over there.
Yes. For over 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the industry leader and clear choice in Southern Oregon. Whether it's auto or residential glass, Bill's Glass covers the complete spectrum from your vehicle to any room in the house. 4th and goal. Got a man in motion for the Pelicans, looking to the right side. Overthrows everybody, looking in the direction Johnson was of Ortega.
Well, the Challengers came with a lot of pressure in a hurry, and he just had to get rid of that football, and he was looking over there. And Briley Richardson out there, good coverage for the Cascade Christian Challengers, and that's the 3rd now turnover on downs by the Pelicans. And that shutout you mentioned is still intact as the offense comes back on the field for Cascade Christian.
So the Challengers kind of looking like it looks like they're going to get Scaglione in at quarterback. And then Carson Willard checking into the ball game. Richardson on the outside of Willard. So Skaggs, we've seen an opportunity or two at quarterback this evening. Over the course of the season. And he's just going to go ahead and take off and run with it.
And unfortunately for him, he runs into big number 78, Darius Thompson, a 6'3", 240 nose guard there for the Pelicans, who makes a nice stop on him for just a short gain.
Give him about 2 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. But, yeah, 150 versus pushing 300 pounds. I'll tell you what, Thompson's they list him at 240.
He looks bigger than that.
Oh, yeah. And meanwhile, I don't know. That looked
like a face mask, but didn't get called. And a loss by
Covey on the carry, brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
So, loss of about 3 on the play. Bring up a 3rd down and long.
3rd down.
Challengers deep in their own territory. Eli Young going to be the outside receiver to the left side. Richardson over on the left. Now, looks like I got Covey as the inside slot.
And if I'm KU, I'm coming with a lot of pressure here. Let's see what they do.
Scaglione going to go ahead and take off and run with it. He gets some blocking, gets down, 1st down yardage, and then he's going to go ahead and take off and go to the races. He's at the 50, the 40, the 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Challengers.
97 yards on the carry for Skaggs. Some great blocking and clear down the field. Richardson even helping him. So the 98-yard touchdown officially from down below. They're saying it's 98. I'll give it to him. And a nice run. It might be the longest run in Challenger history. I don't know. That'd be a guess, though.
Yeah. Well, that'll have to be one of those Andrew Getman questions. Because, if it's not the record, it's
got to be close.
Yeah. Now to attempt the point after, Alex Fianacca out of the hold of Caleb Scaglione. Kick is up. It is good. So the cherry on top, the electrifying 98-yard run by Caleb Scaglione makes it a 50-0 ball game. And we'll be back after these messages on TableRockSports.net.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Pick it up. Let's go. Come on. Defense. Defense. What am I teaching you at home? Has this kid played before? Shoot it. Oh. Ah. Come on, ref. Open your eyes. Can't you see out there? So, which one's your kid?
The referee.
You can be a parent, athlete, coach, or an official, but you can only be one. Know your role.
1, 3, and 4 so far in the 3 of the quarters.
Wow. Fianacca getting ready to kick it away. And end over end it goes, and it'll end up sailing out of bounds.
Yeah, that's the 3rd one he's put out of bounds. He's got to work on, you can kick it over there, but it's got to stay in bounds.
Right. So now the Pelicans will take over. 7-12 and the clock running. Rogue Credit Union is proud to partner with Table Rock Sports in the Medford School District on the Touchdown Club again this fall, supporting communities, schools, and the tools to meet your financial needs. Rogue Credit Union. Pelican football, Hicks in the backfield. Split out wide to the left for the Pelicans is Aiden Caldera. Pressure coming on Johnson. Johnson, however, unloads under pressure. Nice fastball in the direction of Ortega. And he'll end up picking up about 8 yards on the play.
Yep, about 8 yards. Yeah, Pelicans 195 yards unofficially in the pass game in this football game, but still no points to show for it. So they've had some flashes of brilliance on and off. And the Challenger defense has been up to the task once, I think, well, 2 different times inside the red zone. The Pelicans have been, but haven't been able to convert and have turned the ball over on downs.
Johnson firing, pass complete, and a near fumble there. Looked to me like the catch was made and then a football move and then loses the handle on it. So from here, it looks like a pass completion,
and a
fumble,
and a recovery.
Challenger, 48-yard line. First down, Pelicans.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Pels. .525 left to go in the contest. Challengers leading in this one, 50-0. Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore. Johnny McCoy on the camera. Running play on first down. And maybe gets about a yard out of it, maybe 2.
Roman Case on the carry. Zeus made the stop after a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 at the 47.
Second and 9. Johnson. Pressure coming. Pass complete, however. And running it home. Touchdown, Pelicans. Saluskin there.
Well, he's been working his way open a lot in this game, and he finally gets behind the defense. Ball just goes over the Challenger defender's hand, and it's a touchdown. 47 yards for the Pelicans to get on the board.
Nice ball right there. Kind of put it right where only the receiver could get it. Saluskin runs onto it, and he scores for the Pelicans. Point after attempt. Looks like that's P.J. Safford. Kick is up, end over end, and it is good. So Klamath Union gets on the board. 3:37 left to go in the contest. Challengers leading 50-7. Medford is your sport ground where the West Coast comes to play. Visit travelmedford.org/sports to learn more about the many tournament venues, outdoor opportunities, and the event calendar to find out what's going on. We're grateful for the sponsors that we have here on Table Rock Sports, and that includes the John L. Scott Real Estate Scoreboard and our longtime friends from Sherm's Thunderbird and Food for Less in Southern Oregon. Challengers playing in dominating fashion this evening, and you kind of had the feeling that sooner or later the Pelicans would strike pay dirt. The passing attack has definitely shown some good things throughout the evening, and I think, Mark, the exception to that has been, as you have noted, is those times that the Challengers have been able to get pressure on the quarterback.
Yep. If they protect him, he does a good job of throwing the football down the field. So a nice little drive they put together there to get on the board late, but they are on the board, 50-7.
Pelicans get set to kick it away along the ground, and it'll end up out of bounds. Got some breeze kicking up here late in the ball game once again.
Ball be placed at the 35-yard line. First down. Challengers!
And it looks like we got the JV team out there. A lot of the guys.
I'm going to say, so you see some of the guys out there that we haven't seen much of. Covey's in there. In the Challenger lineup is Seth Scaglione.
Yeah, who's going to play quarterback for this group? Is it Seth? It appears that he is.
Carson Willard in the game. Briley Richardson is a slot. Eli Young in the ball game. Also looks like we have Cohen Calvert.
Looks like Seth Scaglione going to play quarterback. And is Covey the running back? Is that who that is back there?
Let's see here. Looks like it. Oh, a little bit of trouble there.
Trouble on the handoff.
Seth able to fall on it. It does look like it's Covey there at running back.
Number 11, Scaglione.
And looks like among the reserves along the line, number 65 is Joey Menard.
Second down.
Wyatt Hurley starts on defense, but he's getting some offensive snaps now late in the ball game. Looks like we may also have Tucker Maben in the ball game. Handoff, and it'll be Covey.
And the ball's out again. And this time recovered by...
And recovering the fumble for the Pelicans, number 40 is Cam Jefferson. So he gets his own highlight here in the ball game.
Fumble recovered at the 41-yard line. First down, Pelicans.
.122 left to go. The Pelicans at the 41-yard line of the Challengers.
And we've got all kinds of different people in here at this point. Clock running, a minute to go here in the fourth.
Johnson getting some pressure from Seiss. Unloads the pass. It's tipped. And there with the interception is Jacob Beamish. Beamish with it. Cuts toward the near sideline. He's going to get some blocking from Bryson Walker. But Jacob Beamish, in his first start at the varsity level, makes it count. As not only did he score on a touchdown reception earlier in the game, but he ends up making an interception here.
Yep. Good for him. And not only does he pick it off, he gets about 30-yard return out of it.
The Challenger lineup we see checking in is Grant Keller, senior, playing his first year of football. Also looks like we have Leo Piper in the ball game.
And this clock's just going to run out, and that's going to be the end of the football game.
All right, that'll wrap it up here. The Cascade Christian Challengers run their record to 2-3 on the season. Cascade defeating the Klamath Union Pelicans by a score of 50-7. We invite you to stick around. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll have the Southern Oregon Sports Commission postgame show. Visit travelmedford.org and search Know Your Role to see how this campaign is changing the culture of youth sports for the better. We'll recap scoring and look at key stats, and that'll be coming up right here on TableRockSports.net.
Will be on the road. They will be, well, not very far. They will be at Phoenix next Friday, the 11th of October at 7 p.m. On behalf of Cascade Christian High School, we thank you for attending the game this evening, and please drive home.
So what do you do when a loved one has been wrongfully injured or killed? It's simple. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Want to test drive U.S. Cellular's nationwide 5G coverage?
Yeah.
Download the Try Us app.
Here we go.
U.S. Cellular works great out here. Hey, I wonder if U.S. Cellular lets me stream in my... Yep, it's working.
Download the U.S. Cellular Try Us app for a free 30-day trial.
Visit U.S. Cellular at Siskiyou, Southern Oregon's exclusive authorized agent for U.S. Cellular, now serving Roseburg and Klamath Falls. See SOUScellular.com for details.
So what do you do when you can't work because you were injured on the job? Easy. Just go to letusfightforyou.com. That's it. Letusfightforyou.com, helping Oregonians get justice for over 40 years.
Welcome to the Southern Oregon Sports Commission Know Your Role campaign postgame show on TableRockSports.net. Jim McCoy along with Mark McLemore and Johnny McCoy on the camera. Lots of highlights to bring your way from this evening as the Challengers took control early We didn't get the replay set up in time, but the first touchdown of the game came on a 59-yard run by Caleb Scaglione. The 2-point conversion attempt was good to give the Challengers an 8-0 lead. Then, with the Challengers leading 8-0, it would be Derek Farmer. You remember he scored. He had 176 yards rushing last week for 4 touchdowns, and here fakes the handoff, sells it well, opens up a lane for him, and he scores from 4 yards out. The 2-point conversion is good to give the Challengers a 16-0 lead. For good measure once again, and Farmer, with a combination of speed and some of that power that he's got, is able to get some inside yards for him too, and here he'll end up scoring on a 1-yard run. Breaks through the pack, and the point after attempt by Fianaka is good to make it a 23-0 ball game. Then Bryson Walker gets the crowd fired up. He ends up scoring on an 86-yard run. The point after attempt, no good, as the Challengers take a 29-0 lead. And then get a play on special teams. It would be Taylor Snowden running it in, who had a kick blocked by Caleb Scaglione. And then Snowden would end up running it home 85 yards on the touchdown to give the Challengers a 36-0 lead after the successful point after attempt. And there's that play by Snowden as he runs it in. He had a good night, making a lot of plays defensively and also plays on special teams. In the second half, the Pelicans tried an onside kick, and Snowden was able to field it and give the Challengers the opportunity to get excellent field position. Derek Farmer, he can run the football, but he shows a good poise here on the rollout. Looks for Jacob Beamish, and he scores on the touchdown. The point after attempt good, as the Challengers take a 43-0 lead. Then for good measure, and I'm talking really big highlight here, Caleb Scaglione taking over at quarterback, and he ends up running it 98 yards for a touchdown. Runs up the far sideline. And the point after attempt good, as the Challengers lead 50-0, and then to close out the scoring tonight, it would be Johnson to Saluskin. Pass complete. Touchdown scored. The point after attempt good. And the Challengers end up winning by a score of 50-7. The most, after a series of close games, this one a no-doubter for Cascade Christian tonight as they open league play.
Yeah, and you know, a dominant performance by the Challengers, and obviously defensively much better than we've seen them the past couple of weeks, where they just could not get a stop. Tonight they did a bit of bend but not break, mentality, but they didn't break until the very end. And KU finally got a touchdown, but by then it was way too late to matter. Stats for the game: first for Klamath Union, they did have 10 first downs in the football game. Had trouble rushing the ball against that Challenger defense, though. 17 carries for just 27 yards in the game. Passing, though, much better for them. 21 for 38 for 251 yards through the air. So Johnson looks good. I mean, they give him some time. He can find his guys. He did throw a couple of picks. One was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Actually, I think both of them were tipped, the ones that got intercepted. He did have those 2 picks. They had 10 yards of returns, 288 yards of total offense for them there in the football game. 2 penalties for just 20 yards. So not a bad night on the penalty front. For Cascade, well, they also had 3 turnovers on downs. They would move the ball down to the inside the red zone. I think all 3 of those turnovers on downs inside the 20-yard line of the Challengers, and could not get points out of those. So that was kind of the big bugaboo for them, really, was those turnovers on downs. For the Challengers, 7 first downs in the football game. They only ran a total of 20 offensive plays in the whole game. So they spent a lot of time playing defense, not a lot of time playing offense, rushing the football. 14 carries for the Challengers for 313 yards. On the night. You mentioned a bunch of those big runs that turned into touchdowns for Cascade Christian. Farmer tonight was perfect, 6 for 6, but he only threw for 69 yards. He didn't really need to throw. The running game was obviously dominant. But again, 14 running plays, 6 passing plays, only 20 plays for the Challengers in the whole entire game. Return yards for Cascade Christian. Remember, they had a 85-yard return for a touchdown in the first half on an interception, on a blocked field goal, I should say, not an interception. A blocked field goal. They had another interception return for about 30-some yards. So 115 yards of returns. Total offense for the Challengers, 497 yards tonight offensively on 20 plays, and, of course, a couple of nice returns for them as well. 3 penalties for 25 yards, so good job in the penalty front. And they did have 2 fumbles late in the game that turned the ball over and gave KU some good field position. But still, that defense played pretty well all night long. And the Challengers dominated this game from beginning to end.
No question about it. I mean, it was a good bounce back after dropping a couple of tough, dramatic games against some really good teams tonight. Simply coming out here and taking care of business and taking care of it quite well. Nice to see some of the guys who are stepping up into bigger roles, making the most of their opportunities tonight. Good to see some good performances by Taylor Snowden. Had Caleb Parker in there making some good plays offensively and defensively. Absolutely. And then, of course, that the likes of Farmer, Scaglione, and Walker, those 3 are human highlight films.
Well, they really are, and that's been the guys they've been going to all year so far, and it's good to see some other guys get opportunities, not just opportunities, but be able to help.
Right.
Because you can't win football games unless you have a whole team. 3 guys, right, you can get yourself a long way, but you need other guys to contribute too. Really nice tonight to see everybody else contribute.
Well, once again, we saw Michael Covey playing very well defensively, Jacob Beamish playing very well on both sides of the ball. Well, that'll wrap up tonight's broadcast. We thank Cascade Christian Athletic Director Nate Maven for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Night on TableRockSports.net and tonight's broadcast. Special thanks to head coaches John Getman and Josh Overstreet. Our next Table Rock Sports production featuring Challengers football will be a week from tonight over at Phoenix High. And again, the final score, the John L. Scott scoreboard, showing you Cascade Christian 50, the Klamath Union Pelicans 7. This has been a presentation of TableRockSports.net. Our executive producer is Joe Brett. With Mark McLemore and cameraman Johnny McCoy, I'm Jim McCoy saying thank you for watching and good night from Lithia Driveway Field number 10 in Medford, Oregon.